Alright. Last time we had a very stringent, very, very coherent scene going on. We were finishing up after we had slain the demon. The Sergeant Merrick made a huge pile and burned all of the remaining bodies so as to prevent any weird after effects of the summoning circle, which was also broken by him. And we carried on towards the field post, which name I have forgotten. It's eluding me. I believe it is a fort, but it is the one that is north of Urchin, where we were headed anyways. On the way, we met up with a battalion of cavalry, or not a battalion, I don't know, like a 11-strong group, led by Sergeant, I believe. Was it a sergeant? Yes, by Sergeant Rachel. Rachel?
Rachel.
Like
Yeah,
Rachel, but Ray.
Yeah, the writing is okay. By Sergeant Rachel, yes. And
I've just said it, Philip.
look, it's I just have this the written
Language
word
barrier.
right here, and I can't because I copied it from chat.
I just can't even.
Okay.
Right.
So we met up with her. She apparently thinks Sergeant Merrick is a legendary man, and offered the group to escort them back to the fort before they head out towards Suno to look for Mr. E, the commander, whose name I'm missing again. Help me out, guys. Yeah, Edlard.
Oh. Sorry.
Was that right or wrong? Oh no, Belgium Scott. Never mind. Stop memeing Scott. Come on. So at that point, the sergeant decided to stay, but the group had way more interesting things to do than to go into a bustling outpost with, I'm sure, many NPCs to interact with. So we hurried on to Urchin with just money in our eyes. And on the road with the now empty cargo wagon that we have held on to, we discussed a little bit of what our... Well, I mean, there's a still rotting troll head, right? And a few other things.
And the cargo.
Oh yes, we didn't give that over there. Yes, you are right. You are totally right. Okay, so we still discussed what to do next, and it looks like we will be resupplying in Urchin and then maybe see if we can do some odd jobs on the way to Suno and head into the Spine to follow some goals people have. Nam and Naukia for now decide to stick with them because there's strength in numbers and we might find what we seek in the Spine as well. And some distance from Urchin away, while on the road, I believe it was Tom or Baka, heard voices in Giant arguing about something. We went to investigate, found some starved out giants who Tom engaged in dialogue with, and Baka went on to provoke, not by Alex's plan, apparently there was lag, which I still doubt.
Yeah, I doubt that
too. And a fight ensues. Nam almost died, but we managed to dispatch of the weakened giants fairly quickly. But...
Oh yeah, the troll had a real hate bone for Nam.
Oh yeah.
For him.
Giant, not troll.
Oh yeah, giant. Sorry.
So after Nam went down, Naukia was pretty enraged with Barker. So was Tom, because the parley went in such poor formation, and there might be a little bit of tension between the three of them. We haven't heard Nan's opinion yet because he's still unconscious, and
Yes, but,
I believe Felix took him back to the cart.
Well, didn't I apply poultice to him, and it took 1 minute, and I gave him HP, so he woke up.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm fine.
okay.
Out of character, I would not like to give opinion because I wasn't there, so I
Yeah.
didn't hear anything.
What
Yeah,
do
last
you
thing
mean?
you remember was a 20-foot tree being launched at you.
Yeah,
No, you joined right at the beginning of
I
combat.
joined as combat started.
Yeah, so you didn't hear what Alex said or Barker said.
Yeah, but he's saying in character the last thing he remembers is the tree.
Yeah.
He's probably got a mild concussion.
Yeah, I mean...
Bordering on major concussion.
Yeah, did I roll your HP that you got, Johan? 2d6? Yeah, I did. 4. You're on 4 HP.
Alright, and that's where we left off, I believe. We also... one more important thing. We discussed what to do with the Scourge Stone. Or tried to talk about it.
That's right.
And there were different opinions. I believe Felix was trying to look for somebody to sell it to, because some people who are not some people who are interested in it would pay a lot of money for it. But Naoki argued that maybe holding on to such an item would be wiser, because selling it to the wrong party at the wrong time might have consequences, and on the other hand, if we ever are in really big trouble, we could use that as a bargaining chip to maybe get out of a deal or anything really that could fuck it. So there's the different opinions, and I believe we will take both into account in the future. And did I miss anything?
Not really.
You found the tracks for the giants.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. We were about to. I believe Baka was about to try and track where the giants came from, right?
Where were we?
I mean, I thought we were going straight to Urchin, but
I remember us being like
I
finding
just remember
the north
yeah.
tracks, and then I don't remember having a decision on it.
I just cut off the 6 toes each from each giant, because I know they make potions out of them.
Yeah, I got their ears.
Now just for somebody to pick up their rears.
Like these.
Hey. Alright, and yeah, that's it for me.
Okay.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be here all night.
You can't hear it, but I'm giving you the golf clap.
Thank you. Is that you or Felix?
Both.
Both.
Okay. Well, good thing Alex isn't here, so he can get away from the shaming. Should just carry on, right?
Okay, so we just murder Alex and move on.
Sounds good, yeah.
I don't think I can murder him.
Alex, roll for defense. Oh, nothing? Okay, well.
Maybe we should sell him into slavery. Next time we meet a devil, we should just make a deal with him for Baka. Like, you can have this guy. It's like, sure. The ultimate bargaining chip. Okay. So, Tom, are you trying to track the giants?
Well, I know where I found their trail, so I don't need to track them, but it's whether or not we're heading on the trail. I don't know if we did. As far as I remember, we did not decide whether we're following the tracks they left. I think we know it's here, so we should go into Urchin. We should do our stuff and come back.
Yeah.
Because we want to find what caused them to move down, right?
Yes. I also expressed my worries about that. This kind of MO we've already seen in the owlbear, the starved owlbear that was pushed away from its territory, and if something is strong enough to push out giants, that is really worrying. So, yeah, that's a good question. What does the weather look like? Because we don't want the tracks to go away.
A little overcast, but it's a typical summer day.
Summertime, the living's easy.
Do you have any kind of weather knowledge quirk or something?
I have none whatsoever.
Okay.
I have none whatsoever.
Aren't you like a divination range?
Oh yeah, I mean I should roll my 2d20s now that
Actually rolls them before combat.
Can I
Oh,
roll a
that's
nature
good.
check or something to
Or
tell
survival?
whether the-
Well-
Survival?
Oh yeah.
How often do you roll them?
What? Who?
How often do you roll them?
Me?
Yeah.
At the
Each
start
day.
of every session. No.
Oh.
So it's specifically start of every session.
I'm pretty sure I can. Wait,
Yeah, find out.
I thought it was at this after each long rest. To be honest.
Potent. How can I? Bam. There you go.
Bang.
Oh, finish
Yeah,
a long
so-
rest. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's much stronger than I thought.
Yep. It's not like fate points. Okay. So anybody in favor of tracking the giants back now? Raise their hand.
I look at Felix.
I look contemplative.
Do you-
Are there any markings on the giants that might show that they were in combat before we met them? Something
They're
that
left-
might give us a clue about what pushed them out of their territory?
Give me an investigate.
Could I roll medicine?
Yeah, investigate or medicine.
I'm
whichever
sorry.
Feels good.
I will give you an investigate, but I was actually
Yeah,
posing
sorry.
the question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would have checked over their body when I was doing that if you want to ask me, so I guess I'll do it.
I would. It appears they're missing all their toes.
Something's cut off their ears!
So Tom and Felix. Okay, you can't really tell much more than they're dead, and there's a lot of slash wounds, etc. from battle, and can't tell what you did and what was there before. Tom and Felix, however, you see some partially closed slash wounds across the lower halves of the body. Nothing too major, but yeah, there's some evidence of weapons at play.
Weapons. not
Weapons!
claws.
Yeah. Like you were talking
Yeah,
like
so-
spear hoes or maces or trying tree trunks.
What you would know to be sharp-bladed weapons, like sections of the flesh have been carved in, long slashes.
So like a sword.
A bladed weapon.
Looks like there's been some swords. Looks like they've been attacking them.
Is it all the way up their leg? You said it's on their lower body, or is it just below the knee?
Well, legs, lower abdomen, arms.
How recent is that?
Can we date that?
Yeah, recent. You would say within the past few days. With Tom's knowledge of giants and the physiques, they do generally heal pretty fast.
I would like to make a Y incision and go and see further. The abduction has started.
Sorry, what?
I was joking.
Yeah, stop memeing.
God damn it, Philip.
Sorry.
No one even gets your beams, Philip. Question mark.
Whatever hurt them was using weapons, and I don't know if they're staying in their territory, if they were just migrating through the territory and pushed the giants out. If it's orcs, as I believe it may be, then we might not have much time if we want to catch them. On the other hand, if we don't care, then let us push on to Ursha.
I think it is a better idea to push on to Urchin and get some rest.
Yeah.
If something jumps numb again, and there's no
I don't
guarantee
feel
that
so well quite
yes,
right now.
and we've all taken hits, I believe.
Yeah, I'm looking. I think me and Nam are the worst, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm terrible. Like bruised up and everything.
Yeah, I also
Yeah, Nam
took
looks like a
pretty
piece
mean
of
hit.
shit. And he's also
I mean-
very wounded.
I look very handsome, but I'm very weak.
Yeah.
Very well, then let us go to Urshan and not dally about here any further.
Wait, so I have a question.
Yes.
Of course.
Out of character, sorry. Can I use Druidcraft to predict the weather?
No.
I will look into this.
That spell does predict the weather.
Hmm? Let's see.
If you have the Druidcraft cantrip,
Oh yeah.
literally
So-
predicts the weather in the description. So I don't know why Scott said
Yeah.
no to that.
Yes, I did not know that actually. I think many people overlook that. So, Naokia just mumbles a little thing. It says, "Nose like garden hose," and a little, like I think the stone on his necklace. He pulls it out, puts it on his hand. It's like kind of hovering on there, and he says these few words, and then it should predict the weather of the next 24 hours by either being it. So it says in the rulebook that it shows off
Yeah, I copy pasted it
any
in
kind of
Roll20.
form that looks like it. So I leave that up to you, Scott, what it looks like.
So yeah, as you cast it, you sparkle of golden energy, which then fades to a kind of low mist, but the golden glow is still there.
All right, no rain apparently in the next day. So if we head into town, rest, and possibly make our way out in the morning, we should be able to keep on track here and find the way through the woods where the giants came from. Is that agreeable?
That's
That's fine with me.
quite a useful spell you got there, Naoki.
Yes. Its functions surprise even me sometimes. I
Pie.
have much to learn.
Pie on the back, we should use this more often, eh?
Well, it is borrowed knowledge. I've not studied this. But at some point I plan to return to my tutelage.
Before we head to Urshan, give me a few minutes to map it out a little bit so we're not going into the city blind.
Gonna use an owl too?
Ooh.
100 gold pieces.
Oh yeah, that's expensive.
Well, I have it.
Are you sure it's worth it? I'm sure Urchin is not a place to get killed or robbed at.
Have you spent much time in cities?
Not the big ones. I used to be a guard.
Oh, well, then I could understand why you aren't aware that people die and get robbed in cities.
As I see it now, people die and get robbed everywhere else.
Yes, that is true, but it tends to congregate in cities.
Well, carry on. I just, a group of our caliber, I don't think we would.
Has he used up or not? I guess that's the question.
So, do you have a sensor already in Urchin?
Do I have a what?
The sensor, the
I want to put
focus.
the range is 1 mile, and you said we were.
Yeah, but read the spell. You've got to place a sensor, and then you see through the sensor.
Yeah. So you said we could see Urshan, so I just have to place it above Urshan.
Yeah. So, what's the plan?
I want to place it above Urshan and look down on Urshan and map out Urshan.
Yeah, no. You've got to place the focus. That whatever you're casting it through, jeweled horn or whatever you use him.
That doesn't make any sense because it says that I can do it through doors that I can't see through and around corners.
That's true.
But it does also
But
say
it says a place familiar to you.
you can use the chosen sense through the sensor. I think that just means
The
you can
sensor
also
is
do
the
that.
spell. The sensor
know.
is the spell.
Hmm.
Like the sensor's
Yeah, I
not
see
a
what you're
thing
saying.
that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have. It's the thing that I create. Where I create it has to be within visual range or just beyond like a door.
Yeah, I guess there's no
I think yeah, of
no
course.
restriction
Otherwise,
on
it would
its
suck.
weight or anything it being able to float. So I don't see a problem with it being placed above Urchin.
If you
Okay.
said that I created it in my hand, that's fine. I would like to get rid of the spell.
Well, no, it's part of contention. That's the way that I read it.
I know, and that's why I'm saying if that's how you want to rule, that's fine. But I would like the opportunity to change my spell out because I had a different idea of what it did.
Well, the way that I read that is that you create the sensor, whatever it is. That is placed where you want, and then within the mile you can see through it. But
That's fine. I don't want to argue it. Just the first sentence. The range is 1 mile, so you create an invisible sensor within range.
And you were saying you want to put it in the sky above Urchin. So you create an event, and then you look through the sensor with the seeing bit, right?
But like I said, I don't want to argue it. That's fine. I don't do that then, obviously.
no, reading that and with the Ross's input there, that makes more sense to me now. It's just the way I read it initially.
Yeah, I see how I also read it like that. So, but my input's
All
last.
right.
So yeah, no, crack on. That's fine.
Okay. So I create the sensor and I'm looking at the city. I also have I don't know why it's not. Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
So obviously, that's a more narrative effect there, but I was hoping to role play looking around the city, checking the alleys, seeing what routes I would want to take, if there's any downtrodden areas, any upscale areas, any inns that stand out. Is there a castle, or is there just an estate that the barons is at? Things like that.
Yes. Okay, just give me 1 second. Right, so yeah, I've not got anything mapped out for it per se, but there is a
That's
keep.
fine. I mean, we
Uh,
can just, if you would prefer, we can just say, yeah, you find those things, and if you have questions while you're in the city, you can ask them. But if you want to map it out, that's also great.
Yeah, no, I'll do that in future. I'm just saying I don't have anything to give you. Right, so as you view it, through your travels, you've spent time in Urchin passing. Pick a location familiar to you, centered above the central square, which is in the middle of the walls of the town. The walls itself are large and thick. They're capped on each corner by a strong square towers, and there is 4 main gates in the cardinal directions. It sits between the crook of the rivers as they meet. So if you imagine the river is a Y, the city sits within the cup of the Y.
All right.
Nesting at the angle of the Y is the keep, which has its own separate concentric wall, and the keep stands proud of the walls, taller than any of the surrounding walls. The walls themselves are about 30 foot tall, so it's decently fortified. The city itself, it's bustling, but it seems to be quieter than you remember, or more controlled. And that's probably due to the fact that all of the gates are still open, welcoming trade, visitors, travellers, etc. They're all guarded by a cohort of the Duke's men.
How are they armed?
Very well. They're not used. Well, this is more Felix. He'll have to pass that on. But the Duke's men are more of a professional group of soldiers rather than town's guard.
I imagine their juking skills are off the. Oh. No, just me. Okay, never mind.
Is there anything particular that you're looking to scout out?
I was given the location of. I'll pull it up for you. Chicken's Foot in Urshan.
So the Chicken's Foot stands on the central square where you've created your sensor. It's surrounded by all manner of merchant stalls, a few shops, inns, etc. But yeah, it stands within the centre of the city, and for all intents and purposes, looks successful.
Reading Tribute.
That is also in the square, so it's opposite the Chicken's Foot, across from the square. Same again, it's... If you've ever spent time in Urchin, you get the feeling that it's a young city, however it is prosperous. I think that lends into why the infrastructure is so uniform.
All right. That's all.
Okay, are you guys going to head on? What's the deal?
Yes, I will tidy up and jump on the cart and steer it back towards the road.
Yeah, I guess we got everything ready. Billy was spending that 10 minutes casting.
I give Nam my shoulder and
20 minutes in as well, really.
help him walk over.
Yeah,
You hobble with me.
I accept the shoulder.
Okay then,
Put it in your inventory.
beep beep.
Beep beep. That's Felix on the side of the road. Come on, hurry up.
I do have a question out of character because I've never really dealt with it before. The component thing, the focus, I have the component pouch, so I don't know if that covers that.
No, if it costs money, you have to
If
buy.
that's a cost, yeah. So what? Yeah, I was going to ask you that. What are you using? You can whisper it if you wish, but something of that value.
Okay, so I just need to deduct the gold to have that.
Yeah, you
No,
have to buy 100 gold piece glass eye or 100 gold piece jewel torn and have that in your inventory anytime you want to cast a spell.
Yeah,
and
So I
that's
couldn't even have
true
done that.
of any.
I'm open to suggestions if you've got anything. Failing that, what I've just given you there is your local knowledge minus the current state of affairs.
It's true of every spell that has a component cost. Some of them get used, but if it doesn't say they get used, then you keep them.
Okay. So, so I didn't do that. And I will need to buy that.
Okay, retcon. You,
Don't know anything.
you still know the information about the general layout of the town, as well as what like that, but you don't necessarily know the current state of how busy it is.
Sure, I'll just pretend I don't
Yeah.
know very much at all.
I see.
Nonetheless,
Be right back.
we will head for Urshan.
Yep. So as you leave in the small trees, very edges of the woods that you obviously encountered the giants in, it gives way to the rolling hills, and you way easily down through the cornfields surrounding farms, Urchin. By this time, the mist that I described previously in the last session, that's all burnt away. It's a very beautiful country. This particular point of the country is quite flatland, and urchins. It's kind of nestled on one of the only high points that you can see in the area, which, conveniently enough, is also between the fork in the river. And you see the towers from quite a way away. Described before, the tall and robust, made of a sandstone type material. As you're approaching the gate itself, or be the eastern gate from your direction of approach, you can see there's a lot of people bustling about. There's for all intents and purposes, like a small kind of slum type village that's built up around the foot of the walls, and you can see traffic going in and out of the gates. There's probably maybe 30 or so people waiting to enter the town at this point.
Pull up a chair and warm yourself by the fire.
I'll get you a quick little image so you can get the idea what the walls look like. Right, I'll chuck you over onto maps. Come on. So as you're approaching, take any form of actions, what's the deal?
Just try to clean the blood of
Yeah,
myself so
I would
that
imagine.
we can get let in.
I mean, you're still going to look bashed up. You can't really avoid that.
I'm doing some tending to Nam after, I feel like the poultice is like an ongoing process, or,
No, you're not supposed to be on the map.
This place is in ruins.
Man, there's hardly anyone here.
Why can't I move you over?
Try refreshing, Biff.
No, he's stuck on that with Nam.
You can drag their tokens.
There
You
we
can-
go. Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you-
it wasn't dropping back into the players ribbon. There we go.
Oh, you're populating the
Yeah,
castle.
there's 30 people in the queue, as I said, so we're going to be here a while.
That's just an artistic. Stop drawing on the map. I need don't draw on this map, please. So yeah, that's kind of what you see. Obviously, theatre of the mind. At the gates, as I described, you've got a small cohort of soldiers, probably about 5 to 10 men at the gate. And you see 2 individuals are the ones that are checking through everyone and questioning them, as well as checking through any cargo that they're bringing in. And along the walls, you do see regular patrols.
Patrols or trolls?
Patrols? Why would I say trolls?
I just heard trolls. I was like, hold on.
You see just regular trolls.
Yeah, that's what I
No.
heard. My bad.
To your world, maybe trolls are employed. They guard the bridges, they maintain walls.
Yeah, they're like
Civil service.
janitors. They're janitors. We killed a janitor. Alright. Do we have to line up, or can we just go through the gate?
You tell me.
I mean,
We just try to go through the gate.
we have cargo to declare, so I imagine we would just go to the gate and wait for a guard to be like, you can go in.
Is there a drawbridge? Do we have to cross the river to get over there?
No, because you're approaching in the Y of the river. This
okay.
particular one doesn't have a drawbridge. The north and south and westerly gates do.
So it's like an oxbow.
Kind of, yeah.
Alright.
You see the portcullis is half drawn, enough to fit carts through, but fast enough to drop if they need to at a moment's notice.
Everybody's waiting. Are there other carts?
There's a few carts. There's a few individuals that are sat in the cart, don't necessarily look like they're bringing anything in, but then you see other individuals that have got carts laden with goods and all manner of just trade goods. As well as there's a few ragtag groups of individuals that are a bit worse for wear. Can set this in, they're probably refugees.
Alright. Let's get in line.
Yeah. I'll pull up in line and then I'll try to grab one of the other carts laden with goods. Somebody on those. Grab their attention.
Yeah. Well, you actually line up behind one such individual. It's just a single guy sat on a cart that's roughly the same size as yours. It's got a tarp drawn over it, so you can't tell what's in the cart, but definitely looks full. And he sits astride the driver's seat, quite resplendent in his robes, rich colours, and a portly gentleman.
Well met there, traveller.
Oh, Matt. These queues. I only got on worse recently.
Why is that?
I'm sure you've heard the troubles.
I've heard of a lot of troubles, but I'm assuming you're talking about the orc raids?
Yes, on the Nords, and all manner of odd goings on. The Duke is just being cautious. Not great for business, I must say.
So, in the face of potential rampaging orcs and Nords, he has decided to set up a slow process for getting civilians within the walls.
Look, who am I to ask questions of the nobility? They do as they wish, we do as we're told.
Needs to work in his class consciousness.
Did Tom say that?
Yeah. Tom's a Marxist.
Here's a little manifesto.
What goods are you bringing in?
Who's asking?
Perhaps somebody interested in buying.
That's the worst salesman ever.
It's like, you know what? You might have a point there.
I will never tell you about my
Guys.
cats.
Can you cut the shit?
Yes. Sorry.
Well, these goods aren't really open trade. I'm actually delivering supplies for Duke's men.
Where are you coming out of? The fort or Tatio?
The Spine by way of Tato.
So you've been traveling over the spine.
Yes.
Whereabouts does that route take you? Over into Orc country?
No, just with the dwarfs.
Oh, I see. That must be a very lucrative trade.
Well, that's the reason that Urchin is here. That's why it's as it is. Seat of power in the east.
If I may ask,
Go
why
on.
isn't Tato the seat of power in the east if it's closer to the main trade route? Couldn't they just ship everything down the river from there instead of carting it?
That is true, yes, but the lands down by Tato are unforgiving. As you can see, the area around here is ripe for crop growth, and the rivers provide a stable fortification. Tato doesn't really have the same means as Urchin.
Oh, very well. How much of the line has gone by?
Yeah, as you've kind of been chatting, it's just been peeling down. And he turns as he approaches. He's now at the head of the queue. Well, it's been a pleasure, but I fear I must take my leave.
Good day.
And tips his hat.
I'm gonna watch and make sure if he does he have to bribe the guards or anything like that. That's what I want to be paying attention to.
Give me a perception on that one then.
Ooh.
Is it rolled? Because I'm not seeing anything.
23.
23.
That's weird. Let me just refresh because I have apparently lost my connection with the server. Okay, 23, that's fine. You can basically just see him pulls out of one of the folds of his doublet jacket a small piece of parchment that's rolled up, unloads it and hands it to one of the guards. Guard gives it a quick read over, whilst two of the other guards are looking under the tarp, and within a moment he's through without so much of an issue.
Don't we have one like that as well?
Yeah, we do.
And
I mean, a parchment.
the two guards that were searching his caravan motion, asking you to move forward.
We do.
Okay, state your purpose.
Trade coming in from Welton, and I hand him the trade writ.
As of when? And he reads over it.
As of when? 4 days hence.
And he motions, another two guards go up and begin to search for the crates.
Do they find the troll head?
Yeah, one of them does find the troll head, and
I mean, it's not hidden or anything.
no, you made no indication of that, so yeah, it's kind of out in open sight. Staying quite clear of back of they investigate, and you hear one of them. Sir, they seem to have killed a troll.
Not
Yes,
just
he
a
was
troll.
quite the,
We interrupted each other in character.
Yeah, one at a time, please. Go ahead.
Yes, he was quite the unruly fellow, protecting a bridge that we had to cross between here and Melton, north of Fort Wool. About a day and a half, 2 days back.
Yes, I think I've heard word of him. Assuming your toll was not paid.
If anything, the troll paid us.
We got reimbursed.
There may have been a few loose coins around.
Of course. So, individuals that can kill a troll and come heavily armed, why are you trading wool and sheep goods?
Well, it's hard to get anything out of Welton with all of the ruckus going on around. We were attacked no less than 2 times by orcs on our way here.
I hold
And
up the
then
chain of
giants
orc
just-
ears.
And then I like motion behind us, and then giants about half a mile out.
I think it was more like 5 miles out or something.
No, it was really close, like a kilometer.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
Like, as you say that, he snaps his fingers and motions one of the guards, and you see him run into the town. A mile, you say?
About that. You'll probably find our tracks as they head off to the road.
Well, I'm sure the captain will wish to speak to you, or one of his sergeants. Regardless, I see no issue with your cargo. Just keep the weapons stowed.
Yeah, that cut out a little. Who wanted to speak to us? Or who would want to speak to us?
He said the captain or one of his
I see.
sergeants.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure they can find us at an inn, and we can answer whatever questions they need.
Well, I don't think we'll have issues finding you. It gives you a Rygrin on your way.
If I may ask, good sir, I am to take this particular load of wool to the chicken's foot.
Yes, I can see.
I'm
Straight-
not too familiar with Ocean.
Okay. Straight down the main concourse, you'll find the main square. Chicken's Foot is nestled in a small sub-courtyard to the right-hand side. It's not hard to miss.
Thank you very much, sir. And
Yes,
I'll flip him a silver as we head on.
It's not hard to miss, or no? I mean, it's easy to miss.
No, it's not hard to miss.
Anyway,
As opposed to being...
If it was
Wait.
hard to miss, it'd be really
Yes.
easy to find.
What- Right.
Jesus
Tom ponders
Christ.
semantics in the back of the card.
I said, oh no!
Anyway, so yeah, he waves you through. Baka has to duck a little bit if he's on the cart to get under the portcullis, but yeah, roll in. And from your experience, it's not as busy as it ever was in the past. A lot of people seem to be keeping to themselves, and you see the buildings are populated, but there's not many people on the street. In terms of a city, a trade city, and you find the main concourse, and in turn the main square. As you enter the main square, there's a small kind of pulpit in the middle that's mounted up, and there's a half-elf individual perched on the pulpit, and he's expelling the virtues of Aisa and how her fire will cleanse the evil from the world. All sorts of religious spiel, all focusing on Aisa. As you do so, the city is set out in a very grid-like pattern, so the main concourse is cut through the city in a big X, and between them you have your grid patterns that are not so much American in design, but they're quite uniform with cut-throughs and ginnels and alleyways.
Do I gain the friendly interest of any scholars and others intrigued by far-off lands, to say nothing of the everyday folk who are eager to... Does anyone approach me?
No one approaches you, but you get a lot of weird looks, and you do see some more individuals that are very much like the refugee types that you spotted outside. They're kind of nestled outside doorways and keeping themselves to themselves.
Okay, I think this is probably the first time Tom's been in such a large city, so he's used to getting eyes on him, but like when he starts getting intellectuals talking to him, it's going to be...
Yeah, as I say, no one
unusual for
approaches
them.
you as of yet, but there
Okay.
is a lot of people that take notice of you.
Now, if Welton
Par for the
was
course.
a horse or a sheep, Urchin would be a dragon. Wouldn't you agree, Tom?
Briggs is trying to start stabbing the ground in the buildings.
So yeah, you easily find your way to the main square. This seems to be where most of the people are, and there's quite a lot of noise and hubbub as people are trading and going about their daily routines.
Are
But
there any inns that are not in the main square that we went past?
yeah, you
Maybe a
see
little rundown.
you see the odd couple, but generally the main centre of commerce for anything is in the centre, and then the outlying circles or grids residential,
Hmm.
with the odd kind of trade shops, blacksmiths, etc.
I'll pull up in front of the chicken's foot Then I'll look around to the rest of the fellows and say, I'll take care of this trade deal if you all would like to go and look about to see if there's anything that you need, get stocked up on provisions. We'll meet back here and say a couple stripes of the candle, and then we'll get us some lodging.
No.
I would prefer to
Yes.
do lodging first and discovery later.
How about we find an inn and we will come fetch you once we have settled for a price?
That sounds perfectly acceptable.
Great. Well, we will come pick you up over here in, as you said, a few stripes of the candle.
That fight took a lot out of me. I think I'm gonna hit the stick, have a little rest. I've heard there's spas or something in these towns.
Well, are we planning on staying long? Well, we can discuss this after this. I will find these two some lodging so they can get some shut-eye.
Yeah, Tom needs
Yeah.
a rest.
I will join you in a bit over here. Alright. Baka, let's go. So, we
Okay.
split the party.
Yeah, it's noon, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah,
Great.
early afternoon. Yeah.
Is the Chicken's Foot an inn?
No.
It's the trader's shop, whatever, right?
Mhm.
Okay, well, we go look for an inn. What looks good?
Okay, so in the square, you can kind of see how the city's laid out. It leads towards the keep, with the more affluent areas seem to be within, distance of the keep. So as you're looking towards it, and you can see it towering above the rest of the city, anywhere you are, you can see the tops of this citadel. But at the western side of the square, there's a large triple-story building, and it's got the board outside that reads the Salt Inn.
Okay.
That's the only one that you can see at the moment.
Should we see if they have any lodging? Does it look shady or shitty
No.
in any way? Looks
That-
pretty good, right? If it's on
It
top.
looks very good.
Yeah, let's go there.
It's
I mean,
so all of the buildings in Urchin got kind of whitewashed walls with timber joists and red roofs. This building has got exactly that, but the whitewashed walls are cut with a kind of blue etching and flower baskets hanging off the windows, etc.
I think we will sleep here.
that sounds good to me. I can't wait to sleep in a proper bed. I think we should treat ourselves to one.
Yes.
Let's head in. And Baka, try to be on your best behavior. We don't want to ground the customers or the innkeepers.
Yeah, he lets out a bear growl.
And then he says, I will never rage.
I will never rage.
Let's get pampered. Ooh.
Alright, we head in. Do we look very out of place?
Oh yeah,
Extremely.
yes you
Great.
do.
I mean,
So-
yes.
As you were travelling through the town, you do see individuals that are armed. Some more heavily than yourself, and some have just got a sword or a hand weapon strapped to their belts. As you enter this particular establishment, there's no one of that the caliber. Everyone within this establishment is wearing very opulent robes and rich colours, perfectly groomed hair, and there's an air of professionalism from the individuals of this tavern.
Okay. I give Nam like a look to this over my shoulder, raise one eyebrow, say, "This seems like our kind of place, doesn't it?"
And as you enter, the kind of conversation in the tavern dies down a little bit.
Never seen a black man before.
Never seen a turtle and a black man and an ancient. No.
So what we've got, Backer, Twins, and Tom are in the inn, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Backer is kind of filling the door frame as you've stopped, with everyone kind of looking at you. You see one of the barmaids kind of saunter over. Oh, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How pretty is she?
She's not stunning, but she's comely.
On a scale of Baka to Tom.
She's definitely more attractive than you guys.
Well, good afternoon, my lady. We were hoping to acquire some lodging for 5.
Now here, who?
And I give her the best smile I can muster. Just a confident smile.
She kind of looks back at a gentleman that's behind the bar, who's a very kind of suavely dressed, really tightly cut doublet with a very manicured kind of Spanish-style mustache and goatee. And he just gives a nod. Well, I'm sure we can help you out. You say 5 of you.
Yes. How much would that run at this place?
Separate rooms.
Per night for lodgings, you're looking 10 gold a head. Food not included, of course.
Of course.
Great. How much? Do you have a spa attached?
We have washrooms, but no spa, no.
Do there any baths? Somewhere to get clean and a relaxing
that's-
environment.
Generally what you use washrooms for, yes.
No, like baths, like communal baths, not baths as in to bathe.
Is that what you're saying, character?
No, like Roman baths.
What? Roman bath? Sorry, you've lost me.
Tom waves his hand disappointed.
Forgive my friend. He's from a faraway country with other customs.
I can see that, yes. Well, we have a table over here if you wish to dine.
Yes, thank you.
My pleasure. And just kind of looking at you all a little bit quizzically.
Yeah,
And-
I tell the 3 to take a seat, not to make any trouble, and then I walk out and go fetch Felix.
Can we have a menu, please?
Yeah. I want everything and the finest delicacies.
You're paying for yourself, don't forget that.
Yes.
Well, I'm not. What else am I spending my money on? I've got 400 gold to spend here.
You can pay buy equipment or magic items or shit, man.
And she quickly filters back. The menus aren't really they're not modern menu. Yeah, you don't get like a plastic sheet with
You don't get an iPad.
No. But she brings out a slate with 4 or 5 different dishes on it with starters, mains.
Wait, a slave?
Slate.
Oh,
Troll slaves! What are you imagining this world?
I don't know, man. My hearing is
Not
really
a
off today.
And so there's a mix of there's some meat dishes, vegetable-based dishes, light dishes, etc. They're all quite heftily priced, ranging between 5 and 10 gold per dish.
Yeah. Tom wants everything, and also he wants all the delicacies aren't on the menu.
You want everything?
Well, I mean, it's not that big a menu, is it? How many? How
It's
much?
gonna be really expensive, Tom, but I'm not there to tell you that.
Yeah, so if you wanted everything off the menu, you're looking 80 to 90 gold.
Ah, done.
She kind of does like a gaping fish mouth, like opening and closing. She can't get her words out.
And if you've got, oh, that's nice voice. And Tom would also like any delicacies, special urchin food.
Right away. And she kind of hurries over to the patron.
He rubbed his hands together excitedly.
There's a quick little conversation between the two, and the order gets made. It's not on hand to be delivered straight away, so...
Yeah, of course. Is there any... How many servants around are there in the... Like, barmaids? Are there a lot?
So there's about 20 to 30 tables that can seat 4 to 5 people. There's a few longer benches that are kind of like a communal bench set along the... what would be the northern wall, with the bar sat the back of the building at the western wall. And there's probably maybe 4 or 5 maids that are kind of seen to all of the patrons.
Cool. Well, Tom wants to be like pampered like royalty, so if any of them are like not doing anything, he wants a massage while he's eating. You just stay on my neck where it meets the shell.
I'm sorry, we don't offer that service. And she kind of this is another barmaid, dark with hair, and she looks over at the same gentleman behind the bar, and he nods again, and she kind of like glances.
Yeah, this is what Tom's been told about the city. This is alive. Woo!
Yes, you're very tight. Yes. And
Oh!
she's
not what
not
Tom's
enjoying it.
buying.
You wouldn't be able to see the grimace on her face, but the other guys can.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
chatting
I
away
like-
to no cure.
I ordered like a big salad,
Nah, I'm even.
the finest chicken.
Yeah, that'd only set you back 8 gold.
Jesus.
Fine. 80 gold? What?
8.
I see. So wait, so everything is 80 gold, but a salad with chicken is
Yes. It's an entire chicken on there.
You can share. Tom's happy to share, by the way. You can just share
The
about it.
dishes are big.
okay. I'll take a small salad.
Like,
I'm
you
an
can-
old man.
You
Can't
just
tell
took
a
a big salad.
A big salad.
And the same barmaid that came over to you at first, she asks if you want any drinks.
The finest.
I shouldn't have asked, should I?
Actually, the finest could be a lot more expensive than food. Do they have?
So, have you said finest and she's walking
Oh,
away?
I don't know. Is there a menu or something? Yeah, fuck off. Tom
doing
doesn't.
character?
Tom doesn't know how much the most expensive alcohol is, so he says, "Yeah, only the best." And
Is this a wine country?
The best, you say?
yeah, and if there's any special urchin drinks, some of those too.
Hard liquor, wine, ale.
You know, a little bit of everything.
You want everything of our best.
Johan,
Look, I am character. I can't say yes.
it's your job to restrain him. You're the only one there.
She's kind of looking at the other two.
You
the
go
twins.
ahead, Tom. You treat yourself.
It's my first time in a city to speak.
And for you two gentlemen,
Tom's going to treat himself.
she's asking the question.
Like I wants blood.
Hello.
I will take your finest sparkling water.
Yes, I knew it.
That I can do.
Jeez. How do they make sparkling? I guess I just get water.
Oh, you get the finest sparkling water.
These poor
How
diamonds
do you
into it.
make sparkling water?
These poor diamonds in it.
Use
Shade
your
of light.
imagination, Johan.
Right, and without and she asks you as well. Okay.
I'm not here.
He's not
I
here, left
already
to go.
left
Oh, you left straight
fetch
away.
Felix. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Baka gets a healthy portion of ale. Yeah, so she comes back and brings you a nice decanter, really elegantly formed crystal glass. It's not sparkling, it's just perfectly clear water with a matching glass for yourself.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, my dear.
And with that, she also brings in Baka's big stein of ale. Think like a German-style stein,
Mm-hmm.
filled to the brim. A little bit of a froth coming over the edge. And then she has to go back to get Tom's. She comes back with 3 bottles. One is a short, stout, and wide bottle.
Tom doesn't care what the description is.
Okay,
He just
so
drinking
you
it.
bottle then.
Yeah. Also, he's looking especially for delicacies, you know, like urchin-made stuff that you wouldn't get, you know, if they have like raw fish that they eat, because there's a fish in town or something. River town.
There's a fish in town, boys.
But yeah, he's trying everything.
Yeah,
Thanks for that.
It's 3, let's say, decent bottles, and as she sits down. Well, that will be 500 gold, please.
Got right, scrub. I shuffle up to my room.
Well, for the 3 bottles together.
Have you paid for your room, Johan?
Yes, on top of your food, yes.
Oh, that's a bit more than I was. The alcohol costs more than the food.
These are vintages.
Oh, Tom can't afford that then. How much was one bottle? The best bottle?
Well, that depends entirely on what you wish to drink.
Tom looks perplexed. The
she
best!
She holds up one bottle, which is the thick stout bottle. Really deep amber liquid. This is the Bio Whiskey of the Spine.
No, next!
Okay. Holds up a wine bottle. And this is a vintage 200-year-old from Luxembourg.
Ooh, I've never heard of that. Sounds good. Okay, and the last one?
And the third and final bottle is a much smaller bottle. It's like a hip flask size bottle. And these are the Tears of the Great Wood. These come from the north, and by far the most expensive item.
Okay, the middle one. Thanks.
Okay, the Luxembourg vintage. That's still 100 gold, please.
Oh yeah, no problem. Here you go. Sorry about the confusion there. I didn't think thought it'd be the same price. You know, just put it on your slates.
Scott, did you enable the character mancer?
Sorry, what?
Character mancer.
No, what's that?
The create a character thing in Roll20 with your character sheet now.
No, I have not seen that.
Because it's fucked my character sheet.
No, I've done nothing with the character sheets. Oh yeah, what the fuck is that? Yeah, I've not touched anything to do with your sheet, mate. Regardless, you've got a nice, strong ale that you're supping on in the inn with Tom and Naoki, who Tom's completely out of his depth. He's managed to order the entire menu as well as trying to order the most.
Oh, Naoki isn't there. It's just me and Baka now.
Yeah. Ben,
Sorry,
yeah,
Nam.
because-
No, Nam left the bed or something, didn't he?
Did you actually leave?
He said he stood up.
No,
Yeah, but I can't tell if you guys are joking or not.
Sorry. No, I was watching all that with great interest, but also was after I heard that he was to pay 500 gold. I kept my distance a little bit more. I shuffled away a little bit.
Okay. So yeah, you three are just sat in the tavern at this point. Yeah, after some point you get delivered a huge plate of food that basically fills the table. Nam has to begin eating his food out of his hand, you know, like with the plate sat in his hand. Because all of your food covers the table.
Is there another free table?
I'm happy to let you share. I said that earlier. Feel free to
Yeah,
tuck
but
in,
I only
Baka.
want a salad.
I'm sure the salad somewhere on mine.
Yeah,
there it is. It's behind the
so
mountain of mayo.
You've got every dish, so you've basically got the same. You've got one of his dishes. So yeah, you guys in the tavern eating away. Naoki, you quite easily find your way back to the Chicken's Foot. So Felix, go back to you. In the meantime, we'll play it out as if those were happening at the same.
Okay.
So I'm currently on my way over, not there yet.
No.
Just tell me when I get there.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so the Chicken's Foot's a two-story building. It's kind of set with its own little courtyard, and the stall seems to be running outside today. And it's a kind of middle-aged dwarf that's sat outside, sorting his wares out. There's no other customers right now.
Well met.
Well met.
My name is Felix Belfanderio, and we're here, and I fish out the little trade agreement and hand it to him. We're here on behalf of a merchant out of Welton for a wool shipment.
Bringing or taking?
I'm sorry, what was that, Scott?
Are you delivering or are you placing an order?
We're delivering for now, but we have some other business that we have to attend to on the Welton Chamber of Commerce side of things.
Well, I fear that will come to naught for yourself.
Why is that?
Well, with the troubles, Welton's been overrun recently. Or so
No,
they
we
say.
were just there a couple of days ago, and it was perfectly fine. In fact, we took care of some troubles.
Well, if you wish to disagree, that's your prerogative. But I will not be entering into trade with a town that is non-existent.
Why do you say it is non-existent?
There was word recently, I believe it was yesterday. Word was sent. They'd been set upon some of the villages of Welton. Made for Eastgard. Most of them were killed in their homes.
I am confused.
How come?
Because it was fine when we left.
Yep.
Nobody left ahead of us, and now word has gotten here faster than we have.
I mean, we made a few stops and we're traveling pretty slow.
Yeah.
We didn't travel slow. We traveled pretty fast, actually.
You did, correct?
Maybe
Yeah,
they
you made
have
good time.
forts or magical means.
But if they all died, who's doing the magic?
Maybe Alexei came back.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that I'm confused. It's clear that my character is confused.
Yeah, that's fine. You're taking a bit back. This is news to you, I see. Do you have family there?
No, but we were contracted to bring this wool in and set up some other deals on behalf of Welton. It seems that we won't be getting any of our pay for it. We were attacked several times along the road, and it was made clear to me that we would get the rest of our pay when we arrived here, but it seems that is not to be the case.
Well, let me have a look. And he kind of holds his hand out for the missive.
I give it to him.
He's a good fellow. Look, I'll take the goods off your hand, but I regret to inform you the business I can't offer you any more.
How much are you offering to take them off my hands for?
Can I back? Have you got the cart with you? Or have you got...
Yeah. Remember we parked it right in front? And you said he's outside, so he should be able to see it.
It's fine. Kind of
Including
hops out
control.
from behind his stall and walks alongside you to the cart. You said, when did you leave, Welton? How many days?
No more than 4 days ago.
Well, you, my friend, are a lucky individual.
Well, I know that.
I do apologise. Got lost in my business. My name is Rubak. Carrying me through. Yeah.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Rebecca.
So I'm just trying to find my cargo. Okay. With what's in the cargo and what I've already paid, I'll give you 60 gold for your trouble.
Out of character, just so that I'm clear on what's happening. He said what I've already paid. So, did he pay me something already?
No.
Okay.
So he had already made the deal with the Welton.
Mr. Peterson.
Yeah, so there'd already been the deal made with a certain allotment of cash put down. He's not offering you money for the goods, he's offering you money for the fact that you got it here.
60 gold, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I have to do. I appreciate you helping us out like this.
Yes, well, you've given me grave news, but... Sorry, let me rephrase that. Apologise to give you grave news, but I suppose completing Jack's order may give him some solace.
Do you know that he was killed in the fighting? Maybe he got away to Eastgard.
Jack's currently upstairs. He's poring over his business matters at the moment, but Peterson, I don't know. He was old. Possibly. So just quickly out of character, Jack's the owner of the chicken's foot that the contract was made to, and Peterson's obviously the Welton merchant.
Okay.
Regardless, you've done well. If what's to be believed, one of the detachments or hordes has made its way to Welton and nearby. I imagine Fortwell will be the next port of call for them.
Possibly. Well, it's a damn shame. We tried to warn them that Suno had been lost, but they didn't seem too receptive.
Is that idiot still in charge of the town? Tylus?
I believe I know exactly who you're talking about, and yes, he at least was.
Well, frankly, the deaths are on his head.
Hopefully, he was one of the first to die.
I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but it can cause a lot of good people to die. Hopefully he didn't get away.
Does Jack have any work that is heading towards the spine?
Not currently, no. He's shut down operations, even to Tato. He's... Sorry, where are you from?
Are you asking out of character?
He was midway through a sentence and then kind of stopped himself. And that's in character, he's like...
I have to look because you changed. Okay, I got it. Where am I from originally? Wolf Crown.
Okay. A little bit out of your way.
Yes, I was up in the spine working on a few endeavors and was stationed out of Suno, making short journeys into the spine when the raids started coming over. We just barely got out of Suno and we went to Welton to warn them.
Well, you must have a stout group with you.
You could say that, yes.
And he kind of nods at the troll's head. Is that your doing?
No, not mine. Tom, one of our members.
I killed it.
Impressive.
Suck it.
Well, Jack may not have work for you, but the garrison is always in need of individuals that are not under the yoke of the military. Freelancers.
I understand. How is he going to continue his business if he is not sending anything out through the spine?
Well, that remains to be said. I'm trying to bend his ear on the matter. But I'm just his employee.
Well, if Jack is free at any time today, I should like to make an appointment to speak of some business with him.
I imagine he should have some time. He usually spends his coin at the Salt Inn, just over there. He points at the inn where the rest of the party went.
I'm assuming I see Naukir heading over to us.
Yeah, at this point you kind of see Naukir sauntering and trying to avoid people in the bustle of the square.
Is that problematic for me? Or I would assume I would just, walk through like an icebreaker.
That's fine if you want to do that, yeah.
I mean, I'm a pretty big guy.
Most people move out of your way. A lot of the merchants kind of scoff, and the richer dressed individuals offer some form of protest.
I would not actually walk through people, but I would imagine me being a bigger guy, they would just, same as you on the street would not like walk frontally in a like guy 2 heads taller than you.
Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, you make your way through the town, through the square.
If I reach them in time, I nod and say hello.
Afternoon.
Are you in the middle of business still, Felix? Am I interrupting?
I was just talking to Mr. Ruback here, and he was telling me about possibly meeting up with Jack, the owner of this establishment. He seems to frequent the inn that I'm assuming that you have established us at.
Yes, we have rooms for 5 people. And I believe the other 3 are currently enjoying some food. And I would like to join them soon, but business comes first, I believe.
My apologies, Ruback. How rude of me. This is one of my associates, Naukir.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Rubak? Was it? And I extend my hand, and yeah.
It just kind of looks at you with crossed arms. Rubaka River, yes.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, and I say, lowering my hand, and then just take a step back and politely wait for them to finish their conversation.
And he looks down at your wooden sword. I was told that your individuals in your group had slain a troll. Are you sure you're not just playing at soldier?
Well,
Kill him.
let's just say we are full of surprises. And the results
Surprising
speak
how
for
many
themselves.
people say that.
Oh well, it's a trope, I believe, but yes, we handle ourselves. And
He has a brother, similar-ish, kind of, to him.
I believe that is what brothers tend to be.
And I know they don't look like much on the outside, but they are of use in a fight.
Well, if it carries on as it has the past week or two, you'll need them by your side.
Yeah, I just stand behind Felix while he points over, and I, extend my hand to just a little bit outward of my body and summon my javelin into my hand.
And now, Kier, could you pull the wool off the cart for this man? He's going to conclude our trade, I believe.
Well, certainly. And then I just put it back on my back and walk
Okay.
over.
Oh, I thought you were just going to drop the mic and leave it there.
No, why would I leave my javelin on the ground in the city?
You can summon it back anytime, right?
Yeah, if it's on the same plane of existence, but that's still careless. What if somebody's standing on that at that moment and trips when I summon it or something?
Right. As you summon that, you kind of draw the attention of a guy and you hear him shout, "Hey! No weapons in the square!"
Oh well. I
Aren't
put
we
it in my
all
bag.
are?
Yes, I mean,
Yes.
Yes, but there's a difference between having them stowed on your person and summoning one into your hand.
yeah, it's like in Skyrim. It's like, hey, you there?
It's concealed carrying.
Yeah, I put it back on my back. I'm sorry, sir. I'm merely a demonstration.
He just kind of looks at you and walks by.
That's why I wouldn't have told that. Never mind.
So I gesture Mr. Iron River to the the building. Shall we conclude our business?
Yes, I believe we should. If you
I wanna
could
look
place...
around what he has here. Is he selling things? Is this just like a trade firm?
It's kind of a bigger version of Peterson's shop. So it's
So
just
a bunch of crap.
bunch of crap, but on a city scale.
Okay.
And he's got kind of like a small warehouse attached to the side of the two-story building. If you could just place the goods over there by the door, that'd be great.
Did you hear that now, Kier?
Yes, I did. Do you need me after this, or should I go back to the inn?
You can go back to the inn. I have a few errands that I would like to run, but if you want to come along, I won't object.
Well, I was looking to find a trader or a smith, sort.
Yes, I was just about to talk to Mr. Iron Rivers about that very thing. I'm quite certain that he can point us in the right direction.
Well, if you don't mind my intrusion, then I would happily come along for a bit longer.
And he kind of leads you back to the stall out front of the shop. Counts
Yep.
out the gold. Now, there's your payment for the delivery. I know that Jack said Jack didn't have any business for you, but if you can do anything to belay his worries, that would be mostly appreciated. Maybe trade opens back up.
I shall see what I can do. You say he goes over there in the evening time for a bit of a drink?
Too often, yes.
I shall try to endeavor to meet him. Could you give me his build? How could I identify him?
He kind of eyes you up. About your height, shaggy blonde hair. Not overweight, but not in shape. Likes to dress much like the rich individuals from the Citadel, but kind of fails abysmally. You'll notice him, mismatched colours, no sense of style whatsoever.
Very good. I shall endeavor to meet with him tonight. Now, if you could point us to the way of a smith, and I'm looking for a jeweler's shop as well.
Okay. What are you in the market for smithing wise?
I'm looking for an armorer.
An armourer, you say?
Yes.
Well, you have the heavy hatchets. That is the local weaponsmith that trades to the populace. Most of the real weapons kept within the garrison's arsenals. But if you wish to buy weapons, the heavy hatchet, which is to the southeast of town, you'll see it. Just follow the smokestacks. And regarding a armourer, you'd be looking for the Waiting Skull. That is to the north. You'll see the concourse towards the north gates. About 50 meters, and it's on your right.
Well, thank you very much. Jeweler?
And the jeweler. You would need the Dazzling Array. The Dazzling Array is set within the upper districts towards the Citadel. As you can imagine, they get most of their trade from the aristocracy and the nobles. So head towards the Citadel. You'll find another square much like this, out front of the Citadel gates. And you'll see the dazzling... fuck, what do I call it?
Array.
Dazzling Array, yeah.
The dazzling fuck if I know.
That's a very long name. Oh, one more thing before I forget. Do you happen to know about any alchemists running a shop in this city?
Not so much, no. The alchemists are mostly in the slums. We have physicians, but yeah, herbalists and natural remedies, they keep themselves.
No potion makers of renown?
Could give the physicians a try. There's a hospital ward that's within the Citadel.
Alright, thank you very much. I will try my luck there. I look at Felix. Anything else? Or shall we?
Let us go. And I nod to Iron River, and I place the silver on the edge of his counter, and then I leave.
Have a good day, sir.
You too. Thank you. Hope to see you soon.
Likewise. All right.
Well, which one of the smiths do you want to hit?
I'm only in the market for armor, so if we headed north, I would be looking towards that. Are you in the market for weaponry?
No.
All right. How far away is the north? Is that the other way from the Citadel, or is it close?
So the Citadel's on the west, and the main square sits in the crossroads of the concourses. It's not far. You know, you're only looking 400, 500 meters or something to get to the main concourse again.
All right. Well, how about we... Actually, I could head over to the armorer myself on the way back when you go to back to the inn. So I don't have to bother you with that, given that... Are you looking for armor?
No.
Well, then I would hardly wish to take your time away from you. Our respite will be short, I'm sure.
Well, if you want to head over there, I think I can make it to the jeweler.
Well, I was headed in the Citadel as well. Might try my luck to get, these giant's toes converted in something more useful.
All right.
Well, to the Citadel we go then.
Yep. I want to keep an eye out for the array or any shops that look higher end.
What? Anything in particular? Tailors,
Nope.
etc.
No, nothing in particular.
No, go on. Sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say the merchants that are kind of settled around the square are generally kind of lower end So there are tailors and smiths and blacksmiths that are kind of located around, but they offer kind of low-end everyday stuff. As you make your way towards the upper district, towards the citadel, that's when you start to notice the buildings become more affluent. Buildings begin to have their own gardens and trestle fronts, and trees are planted around those
I
particular
want to
buildings.
step into an alley before we get into the really nice parts of this town.
Sure.
And I want to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Have you got the spell card?
I assume the hospital is before the really nice part of town.
No.
Oh, okay.
Hospital is within the citadel.
Okay. Because you said the dazzling array was like in the upper district of the
Tom, the only
citadel.
one that's.
No.
So I thought that
What are
might
you
be a
guys
part.
doing?
No.
I'm just
Okay.
taking a walk.
Dazzling Array is in the upper district town,
Yes. All right.
on the way to the citadel.
I understand.
Okay. So within 30 foot of you, you get very faint whiffs of magic, and nothing that's really kind of on the level that you're used to in your own spellcasting, as well as Nam, etc. But there's definitely whiffs of it within as you move towards the richer area.
Yeah, I would like to sort of, using my urchin ability, I'd like to weave through the richer area, taking a somewhat surreptitious route that will still deposit us where we need to go within a reasonable amount of time.
Sure, yeah. As you kind of make your way through, you notice that the alleyways that you spotted within the lower district that were kind of the back ends of the buildings as they faced each other, these particular alleyways divide kind of townhouse gardens. They act as kind of ginnels, and you see a small kind of town sewerage kind of flowing underneath the pavement, grates that you can see.
All right.
And yeah, you do notice quite a lot of I suppose magical protection on the doorways of any of the particular buildings that you pass by.
Okay.
Belongs to that last 10 minutes, yeah. So within 10 minutes, yeah, you get a good idea that the richer individuals of the town know how to look after what's theirs.
What kind of school of magic was the traps on the doors?
Varies. So there's a mix, really. You get some abjuration, some divination. What else would there be? Where are the schools of magic?
Right up to them, unless
Transmutation, maybe?
Yes, yeah, there's definitely some transmutation.
roll me around.
Sense those.
Evocation.
Evocation's like destruction, isn't it? Yeah, no, you don't necessarily sense anything like that.
So yeah, they're in like a argument with each other now about who's brother.
Yeah, so there's definitely enchantments, divination,
Tell me, do you know?
some illusion as you kind of move to the bigger buildings, and yeah, some transmutation that you sense within the buildings themselves, like possessions.
Okay.
You don't really see anyone down these back alleyways. You occasionally glance and you see people in the back gardens give you wary gazes.
I'll wave.
They hesitate, but they wave back.
All right. So are we at the jewelers?
Yeah, so following your route, you eventually do break into the smaller square that kind of acts as the
You
square.
still have those gems, right?
Gems?
The 4 gems we looted last time. I believe you held on to them.
Yep. I do indeed.
Those can be sold at the jewelers.
That
Yeah.
was my intention.
Sweet.
So you see, as you get to the square itself, this has got like more of a decorative kind of style to it than the square. It's not functional. So there's a lot of trees and flower beds, benches, etc. And you can see the dazzling array quite obviously is set on its own. It's not attached to any of the buildings, so it's fully detached, which is one of the only particular buildings that has been fully detached that you see. Sorry, I just pulled my headphones out there. And
Something else has been fully detached.
yeah, exactly. Irony. And much like the Salt Inn, this is very affluent a building.
All right.
And there's a much heavier guard presence in this area.
Very
Each kind of shop has its own guard set to provide security.
Outside or inside?
At the moment, you can see one on the doorway over the dazzling array, and you see like a few at each of the kind of main roadways.
All right. I'd like to go into the dazzling array.
I follow.
Sorry, I cut out a little bit there. I didn't catch what you said.
I want to go in.
Sure. So as you enter, very strong sense of incense. A very pungent smell. It's not unpleasant, but it's very strong and flowery. And there is a very eccentric individual sat eyeing up a few jewellery pieces through a monocle. He's got a long white beard, older human gentleman. Well, hello there.
Hello, good sir.
What brings you to my neck of the woods?
Well, I'd like to get some jewels appraised.
Well, let's get to it. Let's see what you've got on offer today, shall we?
Yes, I take out the bag of the 4 unidentified gems and put it on the table or on his counter.
Let's have a look. And pulls each of the gems up to his monocle. In turn, naming each one. At this point, let's list. Okay. So he holds up 2 of the black gems that you've got. Holds them up. Well, that's unassuming. 2 rather nice obsidian stones. Clarity is good. No cracks. Puts them down. This is interesting. And he picks up a kind of acorn-sized red, perfectly spherical gem. Oh, I've not seen one of these in a while. This is bloodstone. Where did you get this from?
Off of an orc that attacked us on the road.
That would make sense, yes. Yes, we don't often see gems of Orcisimar make their way over the spine. You can set that down. Now here, this is what I use. He holds it up. Kind of very light blue, clear, fractal gem. This... Sorry, not blue. Light green. This... fairly decent example of an amethyst. So, are you looking to sell? Are you looking to trade? Looking to make a piece of jewelry for your fine gentleman here?
Sell,
No,
and
kill
then I would like to see about doing a commission.
Interesting. Well, the obsidian, they're not exactly in fashion nowadays. I'll give you 10 gold apiece for them. The bloodstone,
Hollow rare, once again, doesn't have much of a market this side of the spine. I will give you 45 gold for that. The amethyst, however, I will take off of you for the great price of 80 gold pieces.
Nakia leans over to Felix and says, if we're headed back, it might be clever to hold on to the Bloodstone.
Let's table that for a moment. And I take out my horn. I should like to get this bejeweled so that I can use it for some, well, shall we say, mystical purposes.
Mystical, you say? And colour me enchanted.
This guy is funny.
So, what are we talking? What are you looking for? Diamonds? Rubies?
Nothing too extravagant. I don't want it
Oh.
to stand out too much, but at least 100 gold pieces. And do you deal in glass, or should I look for a glass blower?
Glass, no, I deal with the intricacies of the world, the gems that they give us, natural things. Glass, I've not got the hands for.
It's quite alright.
Well, let's see what we could set in. What kind of a personality do you share? Do you want your horn to be a reflection of yourself?
Are we still doing phrasing?
Yeah, everything he says is laden with euphemism.
Thank you. I think you're getting hit on here, Felix.
I smile. Why, of course. I think I should like it to be somewhat subdued, but a cunning character could see a little bit into it. A flash, a sparkle here and there.
Okay, let's... I mean, the obsidian, if you don't wish to sell for that price, I understand it's low market value, but you could use it. It is, after all, yours. And I think it would look dashing. Especially if you offset it with a little bit of colour. Possibly, it kind of holds up a kind of skimming stone sized white, kind of milky coloured crystal. This moonstone would suit it very well, I think. If I could crack this just right, get some nice patterns. Or perhaps you want some real colour. He holds up a very kind of I don't know the word. What's the word? Very fractal kind of gem. It's not uniform in shape. It has lots of jagged edges. Kind of it's like a misshapen star in a very deep red crimson. We could inlay it with a little bit of coral, perhaps.
And how much would I be looking at for these options?
Well, that depends, really. If you're looking to buy the gems, then the moonstone for the entire stone, obviously fractured and spread across the piece, I would be looking at selling that for you for 60 gold for the gem. The manufacturing... That would probably take me a couple of days' work. Let's say 20 gold a day. Call that an even 100 for the moonstone setting. Are you wishing for one colour, two colours, three colours, maybe four?
And if we added the obsidian, That would cut down on the amount of moonstone we would need, yes?
Yes, but I can't still a fractured moonstone. Although, having said that, I've got a few projects I want to work on. To hell with it. Call out 110 gold, and I will set the obsidian and the moonstone in for you. Keep a little for myself. How about that?
So you're charging me more for using part of my product and only a fraction of your product.
No, you will still be getting a good portion of the moonstone.
I snap my fingers. That reminds me, when we were coming out of the spine, I happened to come across some lapis lazuli. And I fish out a bag of it.
Well, lapis isn't usually something that I deal in. It's more of a decorative piece. A little bit difficult to work with, but I could maybe make this work. Just remind me, the lapis lazuli, was it in... They were actually gems, weren't they?
Yep. 7 of them.
Okay. So you tell me, what do you want on your horn?
How much for the obsidian and 2 of the lapis lazuli?
So, providing goods, I would offer the same rate that I offered for my trade, 20 gold a day, to have those inlaid. And lapis lazuli is softer. Obsidian, although there's less of it, is harder. It'd probably still take me 2 days.
So 60 gold.
If you're wishing to offer me 60, yes.
40.
Oh, did he say 20? I'm sorry, I thought he said
20 per day, yeah, 2 days.
How much for the other 5 pieces of lapis if I were to sell them to you?
I wouldn't be able to offer you good market value. 5 pieces. I'll take those off of you for 30 gold.
A piece?
For all 5.
Less than the obsidian.
As I say, it's not something I trade in.
Who does trade in it?
You would probably be looking at maybe the carpenters, the potters, maybe.
The potters.
Potter.
Individuals that work with, household oddities.
Very well.
In fact, I don't know why I'm sending you to the potters. My cousin actually runs a ornament shop just opposite the square. I don't know why I didn't think of it earlier.
Your cousin, you say?
Yes.
Down in the square?
Oh, just opposite, yes. You see the big silver birch? Straight up. And he kind of looks sideways. But he's not quite as opulent as me. A little bit brash, if I tell you.
Oh, that is a shame. Well, so we'll take the price for the amethyst. We'll keep the bloodstone for now. I'll have you inlay the obsidian and the 2 pieces of lapis. And we'll call that you owing us 40 gold.
That sounds like a deal that can be made. And he kind of offers your hand in a very camp way.
Like,
I'd
does
shake
not
it.
offer a handshake. It's kind of like a ladylike kiss my
Yeah.
hand kind of gesture.
Okay. I bow over it, but I don't kiss it.
Oh, you wound me.
That his name is Tara.
I look at Naukir surreptitiously and I say, I'm sorry, due to company, of course.
Oh, I overstepped. My mistake.
Don't worry about it. It happens all the time. Such
Oh,
a dashing personality is hard to keep in check.
yes, I can see that you're very enamored. And how about yourself? Anything to brighten up that mood of yours?
I'm very sorry, but at the moment I am in the market for some new armor, and I'm afraid I have no coin to spare. But I'll keep it in mind the next time I run a town with goods that might interest you.
Well, here's an idea, darling. When you get that armor, bring it my way. I will make it shine like the stars of the night.
Well, I might be interested in that.
I knew you would.
Just out of pure curiosity, how much would that run me?
Well, you know my trade prices. Depends entirely on what you wish to set in it.
Interesting. I do have one question, actually. Do you trade in any arcane properties with your gems?
How so?
Just do you work with any enchanted gems?
I'm
Anything in
afraid
arcane nature?
Urchin isn't really the place for that.
Yeah, I figured, but it never hurts to ask.
It's not to say that magic is not within the city, but no, I don't dabble.
I see. Well, I might come back to you with that armor of mine if I have coin to spare.
I look forward to it.
So do I. Well, shall we head out then?
Yes,
Right.
it was a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Yes.
And you.
Have a good day.
You too, darling.
So we head out. I assume going to the hospital next. I say to Felix while we step out. "Oh, that was very nice, man. Seems to make fair prices as well. If you would like to split up, if you want to look for that glass blows of you, I wouldn't be offended by that or anything. Just so
I
we can
think
cover
that
more
we should
ground.
do that to make the best time.
Yes. Also, I'm worried leaving Tom and Barker alone in a fancy pub or restaurant. I don't know what this kind of place would be considered as, but it's very high class, and it's 10 gold per night, so we might want to lodge somewhere else after the morrow. So,
I wouldn't worry too much about it.
well,
Tom may
just
seem somewhat simple, but he can handle himself.
yes. Well, I
It would hardly be a disservice if Baco was to run into some trouble, in which he would have to deal with alone.
Mhm. Let's just hope he doesn't flip any more tables. Anyways, I would head to the hospital and then look for the armorer. You do know how to get to the inn?
Yes, Mr. Iron Rivers pointed it out to me.
All right, that's perfect. Well, I shall see you there. I will, if I arrive first, I will tell the innkeeper about your arrival. so he can give you your key.
Very good. Best of luck.
Otherwise, thank you very much to you as well.
So yeah, Felix, you go about, you make the sale to the antique dealer, and he offers you the same price. Yeah. I mean, you can. Do you want to roleplay it? I figure we're a bit pressed for time, and
No, I don't want to take up more of the.
Yeah.
Just give me a persuasion check then.
I mean, you guys really advanced the plot there, so
Look, we advanced a totally different kind of plot, all right?
Right, okay, so yeah, he gets the price up to about 50 gold for all 5.
That's pretty good.
Okay. And then I find the glass eye for 100.
Yep.
Okay.
I would try and find somebody in the hospital that can give me information whether they do or do not take ingredients and maybe produce potions on with those ingredients.
Yeah, so you approach the hospital.
Mhm.
There's quite a lot of individuals in there that are being seen to, a lot of common type people with various different injuries, and a few soldiers that you see. And the kind of head of the ward, after a few conversations, you get a meeting with who would be the physician that looks after the hospital, a kind of older, stocky woman, human, and yeah, she engages you in conversation.
Good day, lady. I heard you're the physician.
Don't call me my lady.
I'm sorry, it is the common way to address people. Doctor, then?
Doctor will do, yes.
Well, I have some fresh ingredients, giant's toe, and I was looking to either sell or have somebody create some remedies for personal use against a fair price, of course. Is that something you can provide for me here, or are you too...
If I'm buying them, I'm too busy to sell them back for your own use, and they're much better used for the defense of Urchin as well as its people. So if I am to buy them off of you, they will be going directly to our patients.
I see. Well,
What ingredients do you have? Come on, I'm a busy woman.
I pull out one of the giant's toes and say, it's fresh from yesterday.
Today.
Yeah, we
Oh,
still
yeah.
invested.
Yeah, I'm still.
it's been like an hour.
I still have like a giant like concussion or something. It's freshly cut today, barely a few hours ago.
How many?
I'm willing to sell 12.
12?
That's a weird giant.
They have 6 toes each.
Okay. 12 giant's toes will come in very handy. I'll give you 5 gold apiece.
Now, if I want, you said you can make healing potions out of that, right?
Yes.
And a healing potion is worth like what, 50 gold pieces?
In the book it is.
Yeah, I know, but
Don't try to
Maybe-
matter it.
no. I was just. I mean, I have like what, 300 gold. So I think that's very low price. I'd say.
Well, the
Oh.
deal is done. Grabs a piece of paper, writes the deal down, signs it. See the nurse over there, she will requisition the funds for you.
I'm sorry. That is not the kind of deal I was looking for. I will come back if I don't find a better offer.
Good luck. And
Thank
good
you
day.
very much. Sorry for taking your time, Doctor. Disappointed! I walk out. Guess I will have to find some of the slum punches to make me a few potions then.
Right. Flash cut to the Tom and Baka. And Nam, are you still in the inn?
No, I've left.
Okay. Right, Tom and Baka in the inn then. Tom, give me a con check, please.
Save or check?
Save.
14.
You get about halfway through the meal, and you are completely full.
Oh yeah, I'm not eating everything. I'm just trying about everything. I didn't expect to fill it all up. But I do weigh like, half a ton. So
It's a lot of food.
yeah, but that's fine. I'm sharing it with Back. I'm sure he's joining in, and anyone's welcome to have some. Anyone around the bar. If any scholars talk to me at any point, or interested nobles, I just chat to them.
No one is going to approach a huge 1 ton total and a big giant barbarian of a man.
And a black wizard.
Friendly interest. And then whatever. Tom just enjoys himself. He gets himself nice clothes. He gets a courtesan or two, and then he goes to his room and sleeps. He just makes the best of being in the city for the first time. All the rumours he's heard of the debauchery that goes on. If there's any drugs as well, might as well throw some of those in too.
Nothing like that happens in this establishment.
After I've finished eating, I want to go to a metal worker.
I mean, the rich are usually the most. Where's the cocaine, yo?
Not in this stuff. This is a upstanding establishment.
Yeah, okay. So courtesans only. Alright.
Yeah, one of the barmaids kind of fake dotes on you.
Just the one? Ah, ruined. This is hardly whatever. Still. Okay. Let's get forward.
So back, what kind of metal worker? Give me an idea of what you're after.
I want to get the gold bars made into something.
Okay.
Surely you want to sell them and share them at the party, right?
Something. I mean, what weapon, armor, jewelry?
Jewelry.
A crown.
Well, I'd say jewelry in the roughest of sense. Like, they don't need to be nice.
Like 2 chains.
Fuck! You beat me to it! I was gonna get 2 fucking chains made!
Oh, I'm sorry.
God damn it, Philip!
I'm sorry.
Yes, spoil the punchline.
Sometimes my imagination is just too quick.
Okay, so you head out to the square, ask around. You get directed to a small blacksmith that deals in, chains, nails, things like that. And you head down to that particular blacksmith, and there's a stout dwarven individual that's working the kiln, working the forge. What?
You there, small man.
All right, big man.
I need make chains with these. And I put 2 fingers up to indicate that I want to. And hand him the gold bars.
Well, that can be done. When do you need them by?
Tomorrow.
Oh, I'm a bit stacked out at the moment.
You can keep remaining gold.
That's a deal that can be made.
Like, I want 3.5. I want like 3.5.
Smallest chains.
I want like 3.5 gold bars worth of chains. And
That's
you can
going
keep
to be a
remaining.
lot of chain.
Yeah, like a big, thick. Like, like, if you see on boats, like the chains that anchors have.
Yeah.
Like a big, thick. I'll find one.
I get what you mean.
Should we make the anchor too? To weigh Baka down in storm situations.
Alright, yeah. See me in the morning. I'll work through the night. It's yours.
Yeah.
And he kind of like
Good deal.
What he was working on, kind of just like chucks aside in an oil bath. takes the gold bars off of you.
I
Anything else for
yeah.
you?
Nope, I just leave.
Okay, that's how I like business to be done.
It's great business. Did you see my chat? The thing I wrote in chat about the armor?
Yeah. Yeah, you head to the cameras. They don't have any splint in to buy.
Mhm.
You can requisition a set.
But that would take days or weeks,
Would.
right?
Yeah.
Oh well. I'll just keep my gold then. I would say I would get back to the inn, partake in some of Tom's food, and thank everybody. Then I give my the 10 gold from my room to the innkeep. Unless I've already paid, I don't know. At least I've subtracted 10 gold from my inventory.
Yeah.
And then I would probably... Is there like... since Nam is resting, I would leave some of my gold with him, just because I don't want to walk into the slums with tons of money on me. And try to find an alchemist, like something...
Well, now I
Merchant
wanted to do
bench.
something real quick, so I'm just going to jump
Yeah.
to whatever.
I would just say I would do that in between sessions or something offline, unless something.
Yeah, I can sort you out with that. No.
Yeah, I would like to look for a tailor.
What kind?
One that specializes, I don't know, in costumes.
Okay.
Is there a costume tailor?
You gotta get a turtle.
How big is the city? Is it a city where I can expect a costume tailor, or is it like they have one tailor?
You could, yeah, you get directed to a kind of a tailor that works in the upper district that kind of handles, like ballroom gowns and masquerade gowns and things like that.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Do you want to roleplay it out, or just do it quick?
Sure, let's go nuts. Give me some time.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so much like the description I've already given you about the kind of affluent buildings, it's much the same. And this one's run by a young blonde lady, very attractive, and she's kind of shutting shop up as you enter, folding clothes up and making sure the mannequins that have got her pieces are set correctly. And there's a wide manner of different kind of designs, from traditional ball gowns to kind of a more eccentric kind of characterization of animals. For example, one's a kind of wolf gown, greys with furs, and then a veil that kind of sits in the shape of a wolf's jaw.
Okay. Yeah, I knock on the door frame as I walk in and say, "Greetings, young lady."
You just caught me as I was just shutting up shop, but
I'm terribly sorry. Do you want me to come back tomorrow?
no, you're here already.
I will only have aged by 10 years by then.
Yes. I'm like beaten up. I've gotten a tree trunk to my face like 2 hours ago.
Are you sure you're up for a trade deal? You look very tired.
No, it's quite all right. I don't need much. I'm looking for a carnival mask. I want to frighten some of my colleagues. Do you happen to have something like that?
Okay then. Have you had anything in mind?
It
should look somewhat scary, like a demon visage or something similar.
I'm sorry. I deal more in beauty. As you can see,
I'll take a beautiful one as well,
I will take a succubus.
as long as it's scary.
and she kind of pulls you over or directs you over to a glass top cabinet that's got some half masquerade masks that range from wolf masks to more of a kind of draconic kind of look.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that would be great for Tom.
And then, go on.
Yeah. Do you have any full face ones?
I believe last season the Masquerade, they preferred full face. I may still have some in stock. One moment. Shed's back. And pulls out very similar designs that are full face, but she's only got 2 that are on offer. And one is a full-sized wolf mask again. See a running theme within the
Yep.
designs. And then the other is a deep green that's got 2 very long eye slits, and then kind of fashion jaws that end in 2 very long teeth, and a kind of stylistic tongue that wraps around onto the neck piece.
What's that? Is that like a demon frog?
Well, it was more meant to invoke a serpentine nature.
Oh, I see.
As you can see, it didn't sell. Not my best piece.
Do they have straps around the head so you can fasten it?
Yeah.
Okay. How much are the both of them?
Well, I've been meaning to find a home for these for a while. The wolf mask, because it is still in fashion, you're in urchin after all. That would be 50 gold. The serpent's mask, I would let you go for 30.
Do you happen to have a cloak as well? A dark, maybe black or brown, dark brown cloak?
Yes, yes. What kind of fabric? Canvas, lace, fur?
Linen, maybe?
Canvas, yes. And she pulls out a mail cloak that's kind of like a 3/4 cloak. That's dark brown on the outside, stitched with like a black velvet on the inside and a gold trim.
Perfect. How much for all 3 items?
You want both masks and the gown?
Yes. I'm quite rich.
Quite a wordsmith as well.
It's not for a practical joke, but I will manage.
Let's call it 120. The gown is one of this season's pieces.
Jesus Christ. How do people survive in this town? Okay, I see. Let's do that then. I will give her 120 gold pieces.
And she packages it up in like a paper packaging for you. I'm assuming you don't wish your companions to see.
Be careful, they probably charge for the bag.
No, this is perfectly fine. Thank you very much.
Well, if you're ever in the area and you need a masquerade or a dance or a ball gown, let me know.
I will think of you. Have a nice day. And I head out, and as I head out, when after she can't hear me anymore, I take like a side look to all the fox masks, and I was like, fucking furries.
What? So confused.
Okay, I've got a fox mask and
Oh, wait.
I head back to the tavern.
Holy shit, I know why you're doing this. This
What?
is genius. Maybe. I'm not so sure. Maybe?
I don't know what you're thinking.
Maybe I'm thinking of something way cleverer than you are thinking.
Maybe.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so Tom, how long would you stay up?
I mean, I'm having a great night. You know, I'm taking the courtesans to room, but you know, it's a very, you know, focused on Tom. You know, Tom's being lazy. This is him relaxing, enjoying himself. You know, so it's not like he's putting a lot of effort into. You know, and I hope we don't have to do moment by moment commentary of the bedroom.
No, believe me, no, just no. Yeah, so as the party descends back onto the inn, you notice that there's kind of like a divide in the inn between where Tom sat and around Tom. You swear that some of the chairs and tables have been moved further away from him.
I'm a really friendly guy. I'm happy to chat with anyone.
Maybe they
You're also a
don't.
fucking giant turtle.
You're also Marxist.
Yeah, but that being a Toro
Doesn't fly
causes.
well on rich people's
That's
dinner.
true. You're right. Being a Toro causes people to have a friendly interest in me. Feels good, man. Let's take that background. It's gonna happen at one point.
Yeah, so does everyone head back, or has anyone got any other...
Not me.
So yeah, everyone else is headed back apart from Felix. Felix still isn't with you.
Yeah, I also pay the 10 gold for the night and head to sleep. I'll do that.
Has an early night then.
Yeah.
He should.
I'm very hurt and also need to get my spells back.
I would just, try to find a potion brewer out in the slums.
You can't handle my potions.
We'll do that out of session.
Sure. Yes.
I'll be honest with you, I don't have much time left. I know there's a couple of guys want to do something still, so you want to pick up on that next time?
Or we can wrap up between sessions.
Yeah, I think if it's like errands, we can maybe
Yeah.
do that in between sessions if they don't require role playing. But other than
would be
that,
great, because it would be good if we can have some party time next session.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, but I mean, I really like this place. It's fun, but it's also sucking the gold right out of our veins.
Yeah, it's a pretty expensive place.
How do people live there? The refugees
People
are so fucked.
The
They're
refugees
so fucked.
probably aren't in the fanciest establishment or buying the.
You're within the walls, so
Yeah, I know.
um,
Alright.
Urchin does have, residencies outside of the town.
Fucking 5 gold only for a giant's tour. I'm appalled, by the way. People
I
are
like that they charge exorbitant prices, but they don't really give you shit for your
How do you think they're so rich?
Yeah.
How else is Scott supposed to do a gold sink?
Fucking humans, man. Alright.
Humans that have been influenced by dwarves.
Yes.
And by the DM.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, I gotta go. Good session. I guess that's probably a milestone or two, even perhaps.
Yeah, I think we all leveled up, right?
I mean, Tom's not about no. Okay. Okay, I've got to go though. So I'll chat later. Bye.
Okay, see ya.